Yeah. The next song we're going to do is was written about my favourite football team in England called Manchester United. So we'll dedicate it to the Philadelphia Flyers. It's a number called Warriors. Here we go.
Welcome everyone. In honor of the World Cup, I wanted to get this video out with the finals tomorrow. Croatia got third place. If you don't know, sorry, spoiler alert. Got my Les Paul Modern and I converted it to a Robo Tribute. So on the pick guard, I don't know if you can see it, I got one that says Robo on the top and Scott on the bottom. Or the pickup chip, as they call it. Put a white pickguard on it and some speed knobs. Which he had on his was a Les Paul Custom, which did have ebony fretboard, which I do also. But it's really a tribute to him. I've always enjoyed his playing. Although as a kid I really looked up to Scott with his long hair and that cool sunburst Les Paul. Alright, enough talking. We're going to get into this. I've written out my notes. They're available with a link down below. The song is in E-flat tuning. This is off the Live and Dangerous album. So we're going to be kind of focusing on what they do live with that. Start the song out. What we're going to do is reference a D chord on the 4th and 3rd string at the 7th fret. And then we'll go back to a C, referencing a C on the 4th and 3rd string at the 5th fret. So we're going to hit a triplet and then the C, or the 5th fret, and hold that. Then we're going to do 3 sets of triplets. Da-da-da, 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 and then the 5. Now you'll hear the second guitar go all the way up to 20 and hit the note and slide back. I highlighted the second guitar as red in my notes, so you can do that. We'll go through that twice. They'll hit the 20 and then you'll hear them go through again, 7 to 5, and then 3 sets of 7 to 5. And then you just hear them kind of zoom up. And then what we're going to do is just move that figure to 14 and 12, both on the 4th and 3rd string, same timing. Then I believe this is harmonics. Listen to it closely. And if it is, doesn't matter. You could play the same notes, but he goes from the 2nd to 1st, back to the 2nd, 3rd, and ends on the 4th. Then back into the riff. Then you'll hear a slide down and then the open E rung. Alright, now we're back into where we started, 7 to 5. We'll go through that once. Right at that point, after we do the first, or the second, yeah, we're half measure here. So after we do the set of 3 7s to 5, we'll do this like. All right, so we're going to pull off on the second string from 6 to 5, land on the third string at 7, and then we'll pull off from 7 to 5, landing on 7 on the 4th. Again from the 4th to the 5th, but the 5th will slide down to 5 and then pull off to 3. And then it's just a hammer. So it's this slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. They start in. So I'm going to call this a tag because it really comes in before the actual verse. So this tag in the intro will sound like this. Alright, so what we're doing, this repeats 4 times. We're going to take the 4th string, 5th fret, to 7 at the 5th string, back to 5 on the 4th string. Then we'll come back to the 5th string at 7, we'll hit it twice. 3rd time we'll pull off to 5. Landing on 7 on the 6th string and then hitting open. It repeats 4 times. So let's do it a couple times together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that riff, like I said, we'll repeat 4 times before the verse kicks in. And we'll use it in other parts of the song, if you will. So for verse 1, the way it starts, after we hit the E, that lick, we come into a B chord, just power chord, 7th fret, 9th fret on the 6th and 5th string. 2 hits, then we're going to move to a A power chord, 1 hit, and then to an E power chord, 1 hit. So we have this. And then this lick. Alright, so what we do for this lick is 2 hits on the 5th string at 7 to 5 on the 4th string, back to 7 on the 5th. Then we're going to switch chords. We're going to go to a G, A, and then E, all power chords. So that G is twice. Now the lick changes a little bit. We're just going to, once we come back to 7, we'll move to 5 on that, from 7 on the 5th string to 5 on the 5th string, and then up to the 6th string 5. It's kind of a quick move, and then we're back into the chord. Repeat. So we do that up to the 4th time. So the 4th time through, we'll do the B, A, E normal. The G to A and E, the lick will be slightly different. It'll sound like this. So it's really a walk down this scale. We're going to hit the 5th string twice and the 7th fret to 5 on the 4th string, back to 7, 5, landing on 7 on the 6th string, but then we go to 5 on the 5th string, back to 7. So up to that point, then we just walk down 7, 5, 3 on the 6th string. So we have this. Then we do tag number 2, which is a lick we've already learned. So that we'll do 4 times. Then we're into verse 2. Verse 2, exactly the same as verse 1. So after that, the second verse, we're into the solo. So for the solo rhythm, we'll go over that in the outro before we go over the solo. The solo rhythm basically reprises the intro. So we're going to do 2 sets of the 7 to 5. Repeat that. Then we'll do 2 sets of 14 to 12. Back to 2 sets of 7 to 5. Then the post solo, the lick goes twice, and then we do some chords that take us into the intro. So post solo sound like this. So after that second time through the lick, we're going to a C suspended second. So just leave your middle finger off of any frets, and we'll bar the 3rd, and we'll catch the 5th fret of the 4th and 3rd string. To a D power chord, then to an E minor. Come back to a D. Now you want to play it like a D suspended, because we're going to hit the 1st and 3rd string. Come back to our C suspended. Then end on the E minor. Then we're into the outro. So the outro rhythm starts like this. They'll do that a total of 8 times. What we're going to do is start on the 7th fret of the 5th string, hit a mute, and then 7 twice again before we move to 10 and pull off to 7. We'll hit 7 on the 5th string, a mute, and then 2 more 7s before we quickly hit 10, pull back off to 7. And keeping time, you can hit 2 more mutes before you hit 7 again and start it over. So I've bolded every other just so it's easier to see it, because it does it 8 times. So 1 time through will sound like this. So you can hear those little notes. It's just keeping time. Again, 8 times the bass will enter then, and I've noted that in my notes. And we'll go through it another 8 times, but 3 of them will have an A chord in it. So we'll just be hitting the 7th fret of the 4th and 5th string. So it'll sound like this. And that 7th's quick. It's like on the end of these 16th notes. All right. So we would go through that one more set, and then the very final one doesn't hit the A. It just ends on the 7th. And then we're into the tag rhythm that we know. Alright, so we know that tag rhythm. What we end up with is a C power chord, stop, D power chord, stop. And then we take off from the 4th string to the 5th string at 7, pulled off to 5, landing on 7 on the 6th string. And then an E, you can hit the open E, but I like to play the E chord like a power chord here, because you can slide off. So we have, let's just do the last tag and then go into that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's the rhythm. We'll go over the solo next that Robbo does, and he does a fantastic job with this. Some real memorable licks in this. So the solo is going to start up here at the 17th fret of the first string, and we'll unison bend the 20th of the second string. So there's 4 of those. Then we're going to hit 20 and release that bend and hit 17 on the second to 17 on the third for some vibrato. Alright, so that's the first half measure of the solo. Then he moves up to the 5th position. We're going to kind of move from there back up to 17. But what we'll do is hit 7 on the 4th string to 5 on the 3rd, back to 7 on the 3rd, and then catch 7 on the 3rd with a bend and then 7 unbent. Then we take 5 on the 3rd string, hammer down to 7, pull back off to 5 and slide to 4, and then we'll take 5 pulled off to 4. So we have this. And then he hits 7 on the 4th string twice, 5th fret of the 4th string twice to 7. Then he goes 7 on the, God damn. Then he goes to the 3rd string at 5 and hits 7 and slide that to 9. And then he'll take the 2nd string, hitting it at 7, sliding that to 8. Then we come up to 10, slide that to 17. Alright, up to that point, let's take it from the 7 on the 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now he'll grab the 1st string and hit 17, 19, 20. Coming to the 2nd string at 17 and 20, unbent, 20 bent, 20 unbent, 20 with the bend, release, bend and release. Alright, so that's the first 2 measures of the solo. After that point, we're going to do a Chuck Berry thing. He'll do this 8 times. It'll be 14 on the 3rd string, bent up, catching 12 on the 2nd to 12 on the 1st, and then we go to the 2nd string, pull off from 15 to 12. Okay, that was 4 times. He does it 4 more. On the 5th time, he'll hit 15 bent, and then 15 again with the bend release, and a little vibrato before coming back to 12. Then hitting 12 on the 1st string to 15 bent on the 2nd, back to 12 on the 1st. And then we're going to hit 15 bent and then 15 pulled off to 12, and we'll do the pull off twice. Landing on the 3rd string at 14. So let's take it up to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. Now we'll catch 12 on the 2nd string, coming back to 14 on the 3rd with 2 pull-offs to 12. Landing on 14 on the 4th, and then laying it down, catching 14 on the 3rd, back to 14 on the 1st. Then we go to 12 on that 3rd string, 14 to 12 pulled off, landing on 14 on the 5th. Alright, so from that 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, at this point he's going to hit 12 on that 4th string again, and then pull off from 14 on the 5th string to 12, sliding to 10. 12 and 10 pulled off on the 5th string, landing on 12 twice on the 6th string. So that really, from taking off the 12, is just one continuous lick. So follow me on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to come back, hit 10, and then 12, slid up to 14 on the 5th string. And then 12 on the 4th to 12 on the 3rd. Bending 14 on the 3rd up and catching 12. Then we'll come back to 14 on the 3rd, pull off to 12, and end this with 14. So taking off from the, let's just do the whole damn thing up to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next lick, kind of a signature lick. It's really well done. It's outlining an E minor. We'll do this 3 times. Alright, so we're hitting 12 on the 2nd, 12 on the 3rd string, and then landing on 14 on the 4th. We'll do that 3 times. And then he does a little, I don't want to call it a trill, because he does it 3 times, landing on 12 at the end. Then he moves up. Okay, this is kind of the crazy ending. He's going to trill pick 20, pull off to 19 and 17. And then after we've done that 4 times, we'll go 2nd string at 17 and 19, 20. And then we'll land on the 3rd string at 19 with a bend, and then a bend and release, and then hit 17. So we have this for the last one. Alright, that's the solo. Again, it's pretty much an A minor, so if you want to just jam along in A minor, it'll sound fine. I really hope that helps everybody. Enjoy the World Cup. I really love football, and because of Phil, Manchester United has become my team for no other reason. So I hope that helps everybody. Enjoy.